about a very important issue, and one that tends to have a stigma associated with it, but it's so important for us to continue the dialogue and open up when we're talking about mental illness and people getting the help they need and not being afraid to talk about it. And it affects certain communities more than others, in particular African American men more likely to experience mental illness compared to the general population. So joining us today is a community champion really trying to do something to raise awareness and try to get rid of that stigma. That's BJ Williams, and he is behind a program called Can I Be Vulnerable? And I think that's a very fitting title, BJ.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so this is an outgrowth of personal experience, right?
Yeah, it started with me. I've been going to therapy for about a few years now, and I wanted to tell a story why, and I couldn't figure it out for a minute. Right. One day I was on vacation in Barbados, actually, and I was on a beach, and Can I Be Vulnerable just came to me. And I live in LA now.
Okay.
From Las Vegas. I've been in LA however long, but anyway. So I got back to LA and I called one of my good friends up, and he came over and we filmed it in my backyard, and that was it. We posted it up, and the response to it.
I was going to ask, what's the response?
Response to it was, I think like Facebook, I had like over like 200 comments. Wow. Instagram was like, and it was stories of a bunch of people like telling me their personal stories with things like that as well, and it kind of just blossomed from there. Yeah. And I was going to leave it alone. Like I did mine, it was my personal thing, and I'm good. And then they, people were like, you got to keep this going. Yes. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want to.
I mean, that just speaks to the need that's out there. And then you for opening, a safe space where they felt comfortable being able to share some of these issues.
Yeah, that was actually, so what I did was I called a bunch of my friends from college, and a lot of those guys played professional, basketball, football, whatever. And surprisingly enough, they were like, yeah, let's do it. I didn't think that as many guys were open to it. And these are my good friends, so we do talk all the time, but to put this on camera and put it out for the world, it was a little surprising to me. But like I said, they did it, and I'm extremely happy they did. They're the ones that are keeping these things going.
Yeah, talk about these are some of the other
so that's Hamza Abdullah. I went to college with him.
So
he's a 7-year NFL vet. That's Jimmy V. He's a host and an actor out there in LA as well.
And I think what that shows is no matter who you are, because these are probably familiar names and faces that people know, it can impact anyone. So I want to talk about some of the continued, efforts that you have with the Can I Be Vulnerable campaign and what you all are doing right now.
So what we're doing, actually, so I hired a publicist because this got really, really big, and they were like, let's spread the word. And she came at me with this folder full of things like we want to do. So
to the next level.
We started, we've coupled with other mental health initiatives, therapists, psychologists. We're building that network because we want to, we have our website going, we have our social medias going, and what we want to have happen is when you come to the website, we want people to be able to click on their area and see a list of mental health facilities, therapists. Just make it easy. Like, hey, here's my zip code, and here's the people that are available, and to have it affordable, because a really big thing about therapy is it's unaffordable.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't have insurance, and even then there's therapists that don't even take insurance.
That's very true. There's a barrier to cost and being able to get that treatment. Well, I'm getting the wrap from my producer, but I think this is such an important conversation, and kudos for you for getting that conversation going and galvanizing, just folks to be willing to step up and do something. So where can they find you on social media so people
My personal is BJ Williams. It's, BJ__Williams. You can find it there. Everything else is just Can I Be Vulnerable, or CIBV, just the initials of it. You can find everything there.
Awesome. We'll have to bring you back, BJ. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. God bless, and we'll be back on the other side.